On the 20th of May 2020, Eleanor Williams from Barrow logged onto Facebook and typed out a 1,300-word post that would have profound consequences for several men that she accused of sexually abusing her. A court has found her guilty of 8 counts of perverting the course of justice in relation to the case. And Tommy Robinson came to Barrow to help with the protest, and her sister even raised £22,000 when she was put in prison for breaching her bail. This goes to show that this was trial by social media. There was no investigation, nobody cared to wait for any sort of real evidence, and all of the evidence has been proven to be fake. Even the screenshots of messages were proven to have been sent to her by herself. Videos shared by the family shows that she was thanking everybody for all their help while she was in prison.
Hello, missing everyone. Thank you for everything that everyone's done. Hopefully I'll be home soon. Love you all.
The original Facebook post said, "This is the hardest thing that I've ever had to write." She said, "I didn't want to share this because I'm scared of the judgment that will come with it. But people have asked me to tell my story, and people have asked me why I have a black eye and bruises, and I've made every excuse, and I'm tired of covering it up." She said, "Yesterday I was put into the back of a car, taken to an address, and I had sex with 3 Asian men. Afterwards I was beaten up, and I was in debt to these men for not attending parties during COVID lockdown." The post was accompanied by several pictures of her with a swollen face and bruises on her legs and stomach. The prosecution during the case said that Williams caused these injuries to herself, and as a result of her lies, demonstrations were held in Barrow, and at least one family were forced to move away from the town. A jury heard that she was guilty of 8 counts of trying to pervert the course of justice, and it took the jury only 3 hours to find her guilty. After a 10-week trial at court, she pled guilty at an earlier hearing to all of the counts. The Facebook post caused a lot of tension in Cumbria, and it led to the English Defence League founder Tommy Robinson coming to the town to investigate the claims. She said that she was groomed and trafficked by Asian men to Amsterdam and even Ibiza. The prosecution said that she posted random names of people that she said were part of the trafficking operation, either victims or perpetrators. And of course, with this sort of evidence, the police can easily investigate it. You've got names, you've got victims, and of course these people, if they are the victims, would be more than happy to admit this. Some of the people that she claimed were involved didn't even exist, and the prosecution said this was like a scene out of the Liam Neeson film Taken. She said the main perpetrator was a man called Mr. Ramzan, and he took her to Amsterdam and made her work in brothels. But the court heard at the time she said she was in Amsterdam, his bank card was being used in B&Q in Barrow. Another person she accused of rape was Jordan Trengrove, and he said to the court that he ruined my life, and you have ruined a lot of people's lives. During the evidence, they said that she told a pack of lies, and the jury believed it. Williams had named a businessman called Ramzan as the ringleader, and she accused him of starting a relationship with her when she was 12 or 13, and then he pimped her out to his friends. Due to the amount of accusations, the court had to get all of the girls that she said were the victims. They all came to court, and half of them didn't even know her. Some of them remembered her from school, but the rest of them didn't even know her, and not one of them admitted to being a victim of child abuse. The damage that this story has done to not only people's lives, but also it causes tensions that shouldn't be there. At the end of the day, there is children being abused, and we do need to find them, but we can't just focus on one race, because that means that any other child that's been abused by a different race is being ignored. And most of the time, people are abused by people that they know. It's sometimes a relative, the babysitter. So let's just really try to keep calm, and when we do get evidence, let's try and investigate it. Let's find out what the real story is behind it before we just assume that screenshots and messages are categoric evidence of guilt. So I know this story is going to cause a lot of people to have a lot of opinions on it, and I do want to hear what people have to say. Please try to keep respectful in the comments, and I'll try to get back to as many people as possible. Please don't forget to send your stories and any stories you think are not getting covered. Any race, any crime, anywhere. There is no bias on Scarcity and never will be.